Welcome to Boss Babies in Bottles, also known as B3, hosted by me, Jessyca with a Y, where we talk about how to successfully run a business and capitalize on your strengths while joining motherhood, in my case, twin motherhood, and throwing some crazy shebangs along the way. So pop that bubbly or grab that glass of wine and get ready to unwind. Hey everyone, welcome to Boss Babes in Bottles with Jess. I'm super excited to welcome Miss Sandy Taylor, who is a certified coach and founder of Dream Factory Coaching and your champion, guys, for all things career, creative, and human. She holds such a strong belief that the world is just a better place when we have an agency to do what we love and become the best version of ourselves, which I love. As a coach, Sandy helps her clients look inward so you can unleash your unique power and fall in love with your process and design the abundant life and career that you deserve, like we always talk about on this podcast. So believing the life of your dream into a tangible reality. So welcome, Sandy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure. Happy to be here.
Yes, you are in the heart of New York.
Mm-hmm.
How's that up there?
Well, I'm in Washington Heights, so I'm at like 167th and Broadway, which has been truly the epicenter of this whole pandemic. So it's strange here still, honestly. It doesn't feel great. We're still on lockdown.
Yeah, New York went from like bustling to like not.
Very much so. That is a true statement.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk more about that soon, but tell us, I guess, just a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I am a certified coach, as you mentioned, and I have been doing the coaching for about 2 years, and am in love with the work and in love with the clients. I work with a lot of creative people, and as well as a lot of C-suite executives, which sounds like a very different kind of group, but I find that the thinking is very similar and exciting. So that's a little bit about my job. I'm also expecting twins, just like you.
Super exciting.
Very exciting. As I said, I feel very pregnant today. It feels squished in here. So really excited to get ready for them and figure out where to put them in my 1 bedroom in Manhattan.
Oh my God. You're telling the one who like moved into like a 5 bedroom house. Like, I don't know how you guys do it over there.
I don't know either. I don't know how long it's going to last. I'm thinking maybe less than a year, and then we'll have to find a bigger spot.
Yeah. Thought we would stay, and we had this 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom. We thought we would stay there until we had a second kid, but God blessed us with 2 at once. So we moved. I moved at, I think, 32 weeks, which is where you are now.
Oh my gosh. So you just moved.
Oh yeah, we just moved. Oh yeah.
Oh, I can't imagine. You're a brave woman.
My husband's insane. He doesn't think he's insane, but he is insane.
I love it.
Yeah. I did not love it. We're here now, so it's good. It's good now.
Okay, good.
So tell us, what did you like originally study or start doing? I feel like a lot of us always study something else and end up doing something else.
Yeah. So for the past decade, I've been a professional singer and actor in New York.
That's awesome.
That's been my career, and I've had a wonderful time at it. I'm actually still performing, not right this second, but our whole industry is entirely shut down at the moment. I went into coaching as really an expansion of the career because I could be my own boss. I didn't have to be on somebody else's schedule. And it's a skill that actually was very aligned with my skills as an actor. So yeah, that's what I've always done is singing and acting. And I studied psychology and education as well.
That's what you studied. Okay. Yeah. Then you did acting, and now you do coaching.
Exactly. And somehow like that mix of things really makes sense for me.
And that's what I tell people. I studied business and I'm a wedding planner. I mean, it is what it is.
Totally. Well, everybody's a business person in the end.
Yeah. So I guess tell us how you got to where you are today a little bit more.
Well, I was doing the singer, actor, musical theater hustle here in New York for a long time and performed regionally, off Broadway, things like that. Like I mentioned, I got really tired of working for other people and like building their dreams essentially because I had my own.
Yep.
And I couldn't see for a long time, like what my specific skills were really aligned with that could make me money. So after doing like a lot of survival jobs, I've done everything here in New York. I've waited tables. I've been a manager for a watch company. I've done all sorts of things that, just paid the bills and got me health insurance, things like that. And then when I decided to do my coach training, I really took a hard pivot toward that training and like the craft of coaching as opposed to the craft of acting, and found it so similar. Like I've been paying attention so closely to people my entire life because that's what you do as an actor. You study humans, and my psychology background kind of reinforced that too. Now I'm a business owner, and I could not be more proud of that.
I love it, but it is a lot of work, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah, it is. And it's all things I want to do, which feels so great after doing so many things I didn't want to do for so long.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. We talk a lot here on Boss Bottles and Babes of how to just kind of own whatever it is that you want to do. So whether it's having your own business or owning in your career, you know what I mean? Just really being a boss babe. And then obviously you have 2 dogs, you have now 2 babies. You can't forget the husband because they're always there.
That's right.
So I guess, like, how have you been feeling with all of this so far in your pregnancy?
Yeah, I found out I was pregnant on my way to a singing gig in Malaysia.
Oh, well, you're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere like that now. Yeah. So going from like having that independence and having that like career-oriented mind as far as singing was going has been that's been another like transition, because I could coach from anywhere. I can coach from anywhere because I'm all virtual. Like, so I have clients all around the US and in Canada and things like that. So, but I can do that anywhere I was going. And now thinking about going from a husband and wife married for 2 years with 2 fur babies to a family of 6, essentially, with these twins coming, it really does make me have to reimagine what my life looks like and how much flexibility I have and how much freedom I have and how to make that work for my spirit, because I really like my independence.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like learning how to negotiate that day by day. I think it's not, I'm not finished.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, it's mentally challenging, I think, at this point for us, for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to, luckily, I feel like I've built a business that is sustainable and also flexible, which is going to allow me to do everything.
Yeah.
But it's also going to take a lot of, I think, trial and error.
Agreed, girl. Yes.
A lot of trial and error as we go through it. And it's insane. But yeah, I feel you. We didn't think we would grow so fast, but here we are.
Right. The difference between 1 baby and 2 baby feels like
enormous.
A lot.
Yeah. It's exactly how I feel. I'm like, I was ready. I don't know if I would say I was ready for one. I do say that sometimes, but I feel like mentally I was there for one. Now
you had your brain wrapped around 1.
Yeah, around
2.
1. Like I can do 1. I have enough help to do 1.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, there's 2. Okay, sure. We love 2.
I hear you. Yep.
Yeah. So, but how has it been? I mean, being pregnant up in New York with this crazy pandemic. I mean, my husband has not been able to go to any doctor appointments with me, but he will be able to go to the birth with me. Yeah. So I've tried not to freak out too bad, but how is it up there?
Well, same boat here. They did kind of release the regulation a little bit where, so my husband will be able to attend the birth.
Oh, that's a good.
Yeah, that was a huge relief, because I remember the day that the governor said like nobody in the birth room with, nobody to assist. I was like,
yeah.
All of a sudden I was like, I can't do it. I take it back. It's off.
Yeah.
That's how it felt. I really did. I did have a moment of panic in that.
I can't even, when I heard it, I was like, that's not happening here, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, how it's been as a pregnant lady during all of this, it's been strange. My doctor, my OB, actually had COVID. He was out for almost 6 weeks.
I'm sorry, your doctor had it?
Yes, my doctor
not
had
scary
it.
at all.
terrifying. And he's probably 45 at the oldest. Like he's a younger guy and healthy, obviously. And that was scary.
I'm literally, my brain is not capturing it. And oh my God.
It's been very, very close to home the whole time. And the thing that I think like haunts me a little bit about this whole period too is, I'm in Manhattan, Washington Heights, which is uptown. And the hospital is about 2 blocks away.
Okay.
And so during the height of the pandemic, the sirens from the hospital would go back and forth all night long. And you would hear like layers on layers of sirens. And then you would see the death toll from like each day going up. And Governor Cuomo here in New York has been doing such an excellent job of like keeping us informed, but also then we knew a lot of information about like what the consequences of this were. So that has felt like a heavy burden during this time, which like normally would be much happier and much more connected to friends and family, all of that stuff.
That's insane. I don't know if I could even envision that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's felt like another world.
Yeah, I could totally see that because you guys live such a different kind of life. Like I've been home and yeah, it's been weird. I work from home though, so it's not terrible. But I felt weird, but not like I don't live in the heart of Miami. I live in the suburbs, so it's different,
Yep.
And yes, I live close to a hospital, but not that close.
Right.
Not that close.
Everything's close in New York.
Yeah, that is how that works. Oh my gosh. Well, that sounds absolutely terrifying, but I'm glad that hopefully, like us, you guys are starting to hopefully make your way somewhat out of it soon.
Yeah, I hope so too. I have a feeling around the time I give birth, which is like the second week or so of July, that we'll be more open than we've been. And hopefully I'll be able to have help like come to the house, have my parents come and things like that. My fingers are crossed for that because we'll need some help.
Yeah, that's the same issue that, we've had. We thought we would have all this help and we thought we hired a nanny. We thought this was going to be great. And then now we're like, well, should we even have a nanny? Like, is that even smart? With the baby.
Jess, did you have your baby shower?
Yes, we did. We had it literally the week before everything closed.
Oh, so smart.
Yeah. Oh, well, we didn't do it on purpose. I work Saturdays as a wedding planner. I work Saturdays and I had one wedding that landed on a Friday. And so I did the wedding. It was Thursday, Friday. And then on Saturday, I had our baby shower. I was exhausted, but I still partied and I'm glad I did. And now it's over. But we got to do it. But yeah, you didn't even get to have a baby shower, I guess then, huh? Like you did like a virtual?
No. Yeah. Well, what we did was my husband and I are both musicians. So I basically wrote a show about being pregnant and like the whole unconventional story. And so we kind of sang our way through it and like shared it with our friends and family that way, which was it was cool. And it was like good to process like all of the stuff around. Yes. Yeah, exactly. It was good to process all the emotion through that. Cause that's, the weird thing that people who sing do. That's how we deal with stuff. Yeah. But I freaking miss my family and my friends and their hugs. I had no idea how much I loved hugs.
Yeah. No, I know I love hugs. I go up to people all the time. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm a hugger, and I've never met you, but I'm hugging you.
Yeah.
Literally my opening line. Yeah, we got to do it though, luckily. So I feel very blessed that we did, but it has been a challenge missing everyone, especially because again, I do weddings, so I'm around people all the time, and I have not been around people. So that's absolutely insane. But let's jump a little bit more into the women boat here. Yeah. What is the most common mistake that you see some women, as you coach them, make in their business or in their life in general?
Yeah, I have this quote on my website, which I don't even know where it came from, but it's know the worth of knowing your worth. And that is at the root, I think, of what trips so many of us up as women. And it stands between us and stepping into our power intellectually, stepping into our power in our businesses, stepping into our power in our relationships.
Yeah.
When we don't fully own, like you said, who we are and that we are innately worthy of love and respect and all of those things from ourselves first and then from everybody else.
Yep. So know the worth of knowing your worth.
Yep.
Make sure I did not quote that incorrectly. Know the worth of knowing your worth. I love it. And so I totally see that sometimes as women, we kind of take a step back when we shouldn't. And I see that happen a lot, sadly.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I think what I find so empowering and also confusing is that it doesn't take that much more. Like, for example, I did this thing for myself where I was like, what if I was feeling a little bit stuck, and I was like, what if I just was 10% more bold in what I asked for, in what I tried out, in what I put out there. And that list has gotten exponential results out there in the world. So it didn't take that much to really ramp up what I wanted and like actually step into who I wanted to be. And that I've seen that in my clients too. Like, it's just that little, it's like a little bit of a boost off of the edge. It's not like this giant mountain you have to climb necessarily.
Yeah. I like it. Like, what if you were 10% more bold? That's nothing, like you're like 10%. I can do 10%.
Yeah.
But 10% of everything in your life will really add up.
Exactly. That's exactly it. It surprised me when I did it. And so, yeah, I've been trying to share that with people who are ready and in the same boat.
Yeah. What are 3 focus points that you would give our boss babes that are listening?
I think the first one is along the lines of knowing your worth and really giving yourself your own bouquet of flowers and reminding yourself of all the stuff that you accomplish, all the things that you have in process that you're working on that is equally important to the things you actually achieve. Really owning yourself, knowing your worth. That's one. Systems are sexy. I think that's another one, especially as a business owner. Like automating the things that you know have to be done so that they serve you. They actually set you free. And let's see, the third one, take responsibility for your emotional life. There's this thing called, clinically, it's called emotional regulation. That's the clinical term. But really getting under control what you feel and how it affects what you do. Because we want to honor those emotions. They are information, they come from our bodies, and it's good information most of the time. But then knowing what to do with it is the trick. Get those emotions in check and honor them.
Yeah, I think a lot of women or even people in general, but sometimes we know what's the right thing to do and then we just don't do it. And like we hear ourselves and we're like, I shouldn't be doing that. This is what I want to do. And these are the changes I need to make. And we just don't do them. And so we just keep living the same life every day over and over again without making that change, without listening to ourselves. And if you just make that small change of listening to what your body, what your mind, what your heart is telling you, it makes such a big difference. And you can totally change what you're doing if you just hear yourself. You just need to hear yourself, quiet everything around you, however that may be for you, and just actually listen to what your body is telling you.
Absolutely. And it's another thing that's like along the lines of systems are sexy. It's another place where like this much discipline actually gives you freedom. Yeah, that's been instrumental for me. And I've definitely seen other, especially women, really benefit from getting curious about what they feel and why, and then choosing what they do with it, knowing that they have agency to choose.
Of course. And even, how, my next question to you is really, how are you going to feel like balancing your entrepreneurial life with your kids? And it all comes down to systems and making a schedule and sticking to it. That's what it is. When you're focused on business, you're focused on business. When you're focused on, your life, that's what you're focused on, and just making that happen. So how do you feel you're going to do with it? Obviously, I know I just kind of answered it, but still.
Yeah, totally. Well, it definitely is about systems. I use my Google Calendar pretty religiously. Like that is the thing that really does keep me on track and serves me, I show some people sometimes what my Google Calendar looks like, and it is blocked out from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, so that my time is for me, it looks like, yeah, you're using your time well, so that just like you said, I can be present when I'm not working, and so that I can be efficient when I am working, so that it can all get done. Now, I'm terrified of having twins because I don't know what their schedule's going to be yet. And
That's
so
exactly
I'm going
what I said. I'm such a schedule person, and I'm like,
yeah.
I got to put these 2 kids on a schedule.
Exactly. And I'm not quite naive enough to walk into this thinking like I'm going to be in control.
Yeah.
So, I also realize that I'm going to have to figure out what the system is, and I can't do that ahead of time.
Yep. The letting go portion.
Yeah, man. Surrender has been coming up a lot for me.
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel the exact same way. I'm like, yeah, it's going to take me a little bit to get them on a schedule. But once I do, I'm like, I'm here, like I just got to figure it out. But it is tough not being able to do it in advance. It does give a little bit of uncertainty. It gives at least somebody like me who is very schedule driven as well, just that unknown factor, which is not fun.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm right there with you. And I wonder how long it's going to take. That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, I keep telling myself it's going to take for sure anywhere from like 1 to 3 months. I feel like that's like the range, Yeah. But then if you talk to everybody else and they're just like, yeah, but their schedules change. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So maybe we'll never have control. And that's even scarier.
Totally. Yeah, and as an entrepreneur too, like how do you say how much time you'll need off, so to speak? What does maternity leave look like for us?
Yeah, it doesn't. That's been my answer. Yeah, everybody keeps asking me, how long are you going to take off? I'm like, I'm not. Like, it's okay. I'm going to have to figure it out, and that's just what it is. And I have a husband, and these are his kids too. He was actively just as involved in making them as he does. I like to make sure he's reminded of. And we have his mom, and that just is what it is, and we're going to figure it out. And I'm not giving myself another option, and that's what I tell my girls all the time who listen to this podcast. It's swim or swim, we're going to succeed no matter what. And there's no other option. And I'm going to figure it out.
Swim or swim. I love that.
Yeah, that's my thing. Just it's going to happen no matter what. So I guess if you could give yourself, your younger self, a piece of advice, what would it be? I love to ask.
My younger self needed to know that that it wasn't all her fault. I think I carried around a lot of shame for a long time.
Yeah.
And that was like in some ways trauma related. Like there were reasons for that. But if I could go back, I would have gotten her the boost she needed much earlier.
Yeah. And I think that's a lot of people, we carry around weight that we don't necessarily own.
Yes.
I love that.
Very much so. Yeah.
I like it. So what's next for you? Where can our listeners find you?
Dreamfactorycoaching.com is the website, and always active
link
on
you all up on this podcast too, so they'll be able to find you for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. And then Instagram is and the Facebook page are also there at Dream Factory Coaching.
Awesome. And of course, this podcast would not be complete if I did not ask you what your favorite bottle or drink was, because this podcast is obviously called Boss Babies and Bottles. So what is your favorite bottle/drink?
Girl, I am missing my red wine. Like, and my husband is so sweet. He got me this fake red wine.
That doesn't taste the same. Yeah, I know. I'm with you. My husband did the same. We're big like wine people. We've gone so many places just for wine. Yeah. And it's, it is what it is. I have a bottle of champagne just sitting in my house waiting for me to have my children. Just waiting. It's there. He knows.
Yeah, and I was thinking, like, how do we smuggle this into the hospital?
That's hilarious, because I think he asked me that last night or the night before. He goes, so how do I get this bottle into the hospital for you? I was like, no. I didn't mean directly after I had them. Like
I did.
I know. He did think it like that. And we weren't even talking about it. He came out of nowhere and he was like, so that bottle, how do I get that in? And I was like, no. We're not going to do that. We're going to wait till we get home. But yes, his brain was on your same wavelength.
Yeah. Okay, bring me that bottle.
Yeah. We're red wine people as well. Which type of red do you like?
I've been into some Pinot Noirs lately. Well, lately as in almost 9 months ago.
Yeah, 9, exactly. As of 9 months ago, my favorite was Pinot Noir. Yeah, no, that's actually one of our favorites too. We love to go out to California and get a lot of those, even though there aren't too many wineries up in North Cali that do them.
Well, doesn't that sound great right now? If I could be anywhere else, I think I'd be there.
In Cali?
In Cali, sipping on some Pinot.
Yeah.
Apartment is really what I'm saying.
I can't even imagine you guys in those small apartments.
No outdoor space. It's been a little hard.
Again, I find it hard having a backyard and a pool. I don't know how you guys can handle that. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, that different is the word. All right, Sandy. Well, thank you so much for joining us today on Boss Babies and Bottles. We are super excited that you got to join us and share some of your insight with our babes today. So if you guys need anything from Sandy, I will, of course, link everything up at the bottom for you guys to go ahead and find her and reach out to her. And she did put a little thing for you ladies, a little feature, like a little gift / discount down below for you guys. So if you need anything, of course, make sure to reach out to her. Thank you, Sandy, one more time for joining us. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I cannot wait to chat with you guys soon. So make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to our next episode and follow my craziness on Instagram at EBJ Events and at canal.twins. I promise you, something's always happening.